A Liberal MP will intensify his attack on those rallying against an Indigenous Voice to Parliament during a speech in Queensland. Live to Lucy Gray now at Griffith University. Lucy, what will Julian Leeser argue?
Well, Kenny, speaking to a crowd of about 80 students here at Griffith University, Julian Leeser is expected to take aim at a key pillar of the No campaign, its slogan, which is, if you don't know, vote no. He is expected to argue that this appeals to people's ignorance and it doesn't encourage Australians to inform themselves about the referendum before making their final decision. He's also going to double down on the argument that he believes the No campaign is trying to overwhelm Australians and create too much noise about this referendum by talking about things like treaty and reparations, when in reality he says it's a small 100-word change. Now, this is the first time he's spoken out against the No campaign and his own party's official stance on the referendum after he stood down from the opposition front bench in April. Now, he's speaking here in Queensland, which is a state where latest polling shows the referendum is likely to fail. Despite this, he says there's still hope here.
The reason I'm in Queensland today is because in a referendum every state counts, because in order to win you need a majority of Australians to vote yes, and you need a majority of Australians in at least 4 of the 6 states. So no state should get left behind. One of the great things about the Liberal Party is that while frontbenchers are bound by decisions of the shadow cabinet or the cabinet in the party room, that individual members of our party, like myself, are able to campaign on issues as they see fit. And I want to point out that in my home state there are many Liberals who are supporting the yes case.
Speaking of his home state, this event follows a community event last night in Sydney attended by several of his Liberal colleagues and the head of the No campaign, Jacinta Price, and she used the event in Western Sydney to argue that the referendum, the Yes campaign, doesn't support multicultural Australia.
And I think for the migrant community it's important to feel just as important, just as Australian as everybody else. And I think the Voice actually won't do any favours in terms of making Australians feel like we all belong to this country.
A final date for the referendum will be announced next week in Adelaide, and the official AEC booklets outlining the Yes and No campaigns are arriving in people's letterboxes as we speak.
Lucy Gray, thank you.